everybody, Moarhammer here, got another battle report for you, and this is a pretty special one for two reasons. The first is I've got a mat, yay! I've actually got my own gaming mat now, so I'll be taking on that. The second reason it's special is because I'm trying out a slightly new method of telling you what I'm taking in that game. So here is the army breakdown. Here's a picture of his army. I'm not going to do the whole breakdown thing for him because it would have taken too long to take all the pictures. So you've got 2 units of direwolves, a Khan Wraith, a Tomb Banshee, a massive block of 50-something zombies, 10 Black Knights, 10 Graveguard, and Krell. So the Krell guy, whatever his full name is. He's also got a Necromancer, which isn't pictured in here, but he's got one anyway. So, moving on swiftly, we go to deployments, and as you can see, we've deployed, obviously, so we've got some terrain. Sorry, it's not finished, I've still got to paint it up. On my left, I've got my Plague Drones, then I've got Epidemius and the Demon Prince, my first unit of Plague Bearers, and then the Heralds kind of next to them. Then I've got my three Beasts of Nurgle next to them, behind which is another unit of 10 Plague Bearers, and then to the right of which is another unit of 10 Plague Bearers. On his side, on the top left, he's got 5 Direwolves, then the Black Knights, the Tomb Banshee and the Khan Wraith, then he's got 10 Graveguard with Krell, his big block of zombies, and his 5 Direwolves. Another 5 Direwolves, so 5 on each flank. I started to finish deploying first, just so I let him go first, because I want the double turn. Seems to be my thing now. So everything kind of comes forward. His Black Knights came forward, but then he ran his Direwolves in front of them in case I could somehow charge with my Plague Drones. So it was a bit of a wall there, because he really wants to get that charge in. You get bonus to rend and damage if you charge with Black Knights, so he really wants to do that. His Direwolves on the right-hand side move up to that terrain to keep sort of things free for his zombies to charge through. I should have mentioned, sorry, I forgot to mention this, there are 3 little blue gems on the map. We're playing those objectives, so just capture and grab at the end of game turn 6. So after his turn, it's my turn. He's got no shooting, he's got nothing else to do. So I move everything forward. My Plague Drones move up to hopefully get that double charge in and start hitting stuff. My Beasts move up. They can run and charge in the same turn, so I was hoping I might be able to get lucky and get a charge into the zombie. I think I needed an 8 around that. And then everything else ran forward as largely, not as much as possible, but fairly far. I was kind of relying on this double turn. In my shooting phase, I throw a bunch of Death's Heads at the Direwolves, and I plink one off and put a wound on another. So we go into the charge phase, and my Beasts make it, which is pretty awesome, so I'm quite happy about that. But not only that, they're within 7 inches of the Herald of Nurgle, which is kind of just sitting behind them. That's nice, because when they're within 7 inches of a friendly Plague Bearer hero, they can have they get double damage on their melee weapons, which is really nice. So I was hoping to do a big amount of damage here. So we go straight into combat. It's the only one there, so I can take it first. And oh yes, kill about 14 or something. 12, 13, 14. Do really, really well. So I'm quite happy about that. It's really good I got that double damage thing, which I'm a big fan of. So we then go into his attacking back, and he manages to put 2 wounds onto a beast, which is not too bad, I suppose. Can't really argue too much about that. So then we go into the roll-off for initiative, and unfortunately he wins it, so he gets his turn next, which isn't too bad. I'm not too fussed about that, but would have been nice to get that in as well. So he charges forward with all his stuff. His Direwolves on the right-hand flank go around behind the Beasts, so they're going to try and get in there and pin the Beasts in place. His Khan Wraith and Banshee move forward with Krell. The Banshee, I think, was trying to get a long charge on one of the characters, either Epidemius or the Demon Prince, and the Black Knights come charging through those building the rocks. They ignore terrain when they're moving, so they don't need to worry about that. And then the direwolves come around the far flank over there. He also managed to summon, in the hero phase, the Necromancer was back, managed to summon 12... it was 12. So he rolled a double 6 for his summoning, for summoning zombies. There was only 12 spare, though. So he's now slapped an extra... all the zombies I killed back in that unit, and I had me a bit worried, because that means that if I kill them, if he keeps doing that, I'm just not going to be making a dent, which is terrifying. So, yeah, that was the thing. In the shooting phase, his Banshee used the scream thing at my Demon Prince. Fortunately, I've got Bravery of 10, so it didn't bother me at all. So we go straight to charges. His Black Knights make it into my Plague Drones, no problem, and I was a bit worried about that. And over here, his Banshee made it into the Demon Prince. I think because she's got high rend and high damage attacks, it's theoretically quite a good character killer. That was the idea, I believe. Then the Krell and the Khan Wraith hit the Plague Bearers. It was pretty much the only things they could have in range of their charging. I think if they could have made a longer charge, they would have tried to hit the Herald or the Demon Prince as well. So then over here, the direwolves make it into the back of the Beasts of Nurgle, which had me totally pinned in, so now even if I wanted to flee, I couldn't. And believe me, when he raised those dead back, I was really thinking about fleeing. So, in combat, here's where I think he made a massive mistake. He went with the Banshee first, because otherwise the Banshee would have died to the Demon Prince, so he went here first to make sure he got the wounds in he needed. Unfortunately, he did manage to do absolutely nothing to the Demon Prince, which was a shame. But the problem is, he left it open for this. So my first round of attacks, I was using my Plague Drones, and I was attacking the Black Knights, because those guys had to die before they got to attack. So I went here first. I'm within 7 inches of Epidemius, who is a Plague Bearer hero, which means that any wound roll of a 6 that I roll on these guys is a mortal wound, as I think it's instead of their normal damage. Either way, mortal wounds are great, and there's a lot of them coming up. I've got a lot of attacks. Each Plague Drone has pretty basically 5 attacks each in different varieties, so there's a lot of attacks coming right at them. And at this stage, due to Epidemius' tally, I'm re-rolling 1s to hit and to wound. So he's got his work cut out for him. And this is what happened. I end up killing 6 knights straight off the bat and putting a floating wound on another. If these guys got their full complement of attacks against me, it could have been a serious problem, but I'm not too worried anymore, because there's only 4, so it's not too bad. But, whew, bullet dodged. Then over here, his direwolves, I think his direwolves attack first. They do slap about. They put another 3 wounds onto a beast, which is quite nasty. Another 4 wounds, sorry, and they take him down, so there's that. Then over here, I attack with my Plague Bearers. I do nothing to the Khan Wraith, but I do put a wound on Krell, which is quite nice. Then over here, he attacks with his zombies, and he puts 5 wounds onto another beast, so there's 1 beast left with only a single wound on him, and that's a bit scary. Then I do something I come up with a plan here. Epidemius was just within 3 inches of the Banshee, so I pile Epidemius in with the hope that I'll kill the Banshee with Epidemius. He's not too bad at combat, so it's a possibility. And then the Demon Prince, who I'd also measured, was just within 3 inches of the Black Knights. So if I can kill the Banshee, I can pile into the Black Knights with the Demon Prince and do another bunch of damage to them, which would be perfect. And Epidemius does his job well. He managed to smack down the Banshee, leaving the Demon Prince open to do what he wants. But then he does attack with his Black Knights next, so he goes on them. And he doesn't do too badly, I suppose. He puts 2 wounds onto a plague drone. It's far from great, but you know, he's with my 5-up reroll, 5-up save, and disgustingly resilient. I'm really hard to get through. So that sucks for him, but you know, I'll be okay with that. Then the Demon Prince, as I mentioned, piles into the Black Knights and then goes and is able to cut down another 2.5. So the wounded one and 2 more Black Knights die, and that's fantastic. Really happy about that. So there's only 1 left. They've got it when they come to Battle Shock. He'll have to roll a 1 not to die. So perfect. As long as that doesn't happen, I'm golden. Then over here, my beasts turn around and they manage to slap the puppies silly, killing 4 of them, which is awesome. Really happy about that. So 8 wounds straight onto them. Unfortunately, the other one isn't going to run away from Battle Shock, so they've got Bravery 10 again. But you never know. Fingers crossed. Then over here, Khan Wraith brings up his scythe and hacks 6 of the Plague Bearers apart. It was really, really weird. He has 3 attacks, 3s to hit with rerolls for if he's fighting over 5 models, he gets a reroll or something. And then 3 wounds. I failed all my saves, and they're damaged too. So these all died, and that was sad. And then Krell attacks, because I'm out of all my guys. They've all finished attacking, and he kills another 2 Plague Bearers. So that unit's now diminished. So we go to Battle Shock, and it's fine here. He doesn't roll the 1 he needs, so the Black Knight runs away, and that's fantastic. Really happy to be rid of them. So we go to my turn, because he went first. My Plague Bearers move up. I really want to get rid of that Necromancer, so I moved them up as far as I could, hoping that I can charge around the Graveguard and hit that Necromancer. And take him out, I'll be happy. Meanwhile, my Plague Bearers move up. My Herald kind of moves around to stay within Herald distance of as many things as possible, and potentially get a charge on the zombies if I get a chance. And then my Demon Prince is technically locked in combat, so he can't go anywhere. So over here, I throw some Death's Heads again at the Necromancer. I'm able to put only a single wound on him though, so that's not great, but I'll take it. And we go into the charge phase without any more shooting. So I don't make it into the Necromancer, but my Plague Drones and Epidemius make it into the Graveguard, so I'm quite happy about that. Meanwhile, my Herald and 1 unit of Plague Bearers make it into the Wolves and Zombies. So the Herald goes into the Zombies, the Plague Bearers go into the Wolves. So that's all the charges. So in the combat phase, I go with my Plague Drones first. I'm within range of the Epidemius, so I'm getting those mortal wounds on 6s. And holy shit! Didn't stand a chance. Oh god, these Plague Drones are murdering shit. I'm loving them. I might get more. So that's fantastic. Absolutely destroy that unit of Graveguard. Epidemius didn't even help with his attacks. The Plague Drones kill them all, and they're just deleted. That's absolutely fantastic. Really happy about that. Then he goes over here with all his bloody zombies, and they manage to pull apart. They put 6 wounds onto Beasts of Nurgle, so they pull an entire one down, and there's still 1 left on 1 wound, so they're nearly out of it. And they also put 2 wounds onto my Herald, and possibly kill a Plague Bearer, but not sure about that. So a lot of damage there. That's nasty. However, the good thing about that is, as you can see, it creates a big space, which means my Plague Bearers can all pile into that and start attacking zombies, which is great. Then over here, he attacks with... No, sorry, I attack with my Demon Prince. I hit the Khan Wraith. I put 3 wounds on him. Then he attacks back, and Krell may have attacked back and killed the Plague Bearer. So we go over here, and I attack with my Plague Bearers. I'm able to kill the Direwolf that was remaining, and I kill 3 zombies as well, so that's just fine. Over here, it was the Khan Wraith that killed the Plague Bearer before. So Krell charges into the Demon Prince. He gets bonuses when he's attacking heroes, so it's all the better for him. So he goes into the Demon Prince to try and take some damage, and he does put a wound onto the Demon Prince, which is fine. I can live with that. It's only a wound. I've got 7 left. But I need to start attacking him and getting him down. It's General versus General. That's awesome. Yeah. Then I attack over here with my the remaining stuff, basically. So this is my Herald and the Beast. And they managed to hack a huge number of zombies apart. I think there's another 9 or 10 of them, which is pretty nice. Quite happy about that. But that's all the combats. So we go into the roll-off again for the turn, and I was really hoping to win it here. If I could, I can get rid of that Necromancer with no more issues. My Plague Bearers can wrap around, I'm sorry, my plague drones can wrap around and murder the rest of the zombies, and I'll have the game in the bag. Unfortunately, he wins it. And the son of a bitch, he summons 10 sodding Black Knights. 10 of them. He rolled another 11 or 12 for the summoning roll. Nothing I could do about it. And in they appear, 9 inches away from the plague drones. And they're going to try and make that charge. And I was really worried he was going to make that. It's not too difficult to make a 9. So the rest of the movement is largely small. His Necromancer does move into those rocks for a bit of cover save. And the Direwolves move around the rocks on the left-hand side to try and get into the Demon Prince or Plague Drones, depending on what he sees fit. Wasn't really sure yet. So he's got no shooting, so he goes straight into the charging phase, and his Direwolves charge into the Demon Prince. They get bonuses on the charge again, so this is quite a good chance for him to get some extra wounds on him to help Krell out of it. But he fails the charge with his Black Knights, and that's fantastic. Really happy that happened, because that would have been a massive, massive problem. So I was going to have to adjust my plan a bit here, but I can deal with those Black Knights, I think. The Plague Drones did a pretty good job before. Let's see if they can do it again. Anyway, we go into combat, and the Direwolves go first. They've got the bonus to charge, and they are able to put another 2 wounds onto the Demon Prince, which is admirable. Then over here, I go with my Plague Bearers, I think, and I'm able to kill 4... this might be the Beast, actually. This is the Beast, yeah, sorry. I kill 4 zombies, which is fine. He attacks back with his zombies, and he kills the Beast. That's why I attack with him. And 3 Plague Bearers, and that's fine. And over here, the Demon Prince brings up his massive scythe and hacks Krell to pieces. He had 4 wounds left, and he has the armour where it basically halves the number of damage done to him. Doesn't matter. Did 8 damage to him. He died. That's fantastic. Then the Khanwraith turns around and attacks and does 2 more wounds to me, which is pretty nice. And then my Plague Bearers over here attack, and they kill another 4 zombies. And that's just fine. So, we go to my turn again. And pretty much the same as it's been for a while. The Plague Bearers, the 3rd unit, move up towards the zombies. They're going to attack them. The Plague Drones move straight towards the Black Knights with the intention of murdering them. And Epidemius moves up towards the Necromancer. I know the Plague Drones should really try and make sure that Necromancer is dead, but if I do that, the Black Knights are going to charge me, and that's bad. That's all sorts of bad. So I just want to make sure they're dead first. Epidemius can hopefully kill the Necromancer. I'm also knowing that I can shoot to those Plague Drones at the Necromancer, then charge the Black Knights. So that's the plan here. We go into the shooting phase, and that's exactly what happens. I shoot the Necromancer, but only do 3 wounds to me. He's got 1 wound left. Really, really close. Rubbish. The only reason he survives is the extra cover save given to him by the rock. So close. So we go into charges. The Plague Bearers charge in here, hit the zombies, and it's about 1-to-1 zombie versus Plague Bearers now, so I'm quite confident there. And the Plague Drones, make it into the Black Knights, no problem, and Epidemius just makes it into the Necromancer. He made it in by that half-inch you have to be to make it in, and that's awesome. Really happy about that. So, obviously, I go with the Plague Drones first. They just need to do their job. They just need to kill those Black Knights. They're within 7 inches of Epidemius, so they get the mortal wounds, and boom, I kill 8, lose 17 wounds to the unit. Absolutely outstanding. So happy with these guys. I need more Plague Drones in my life. Murder a whole bunch of them. There's only 2 left, 1 with a hovering wound. So now when it comes to Battle Shock, he'll have to roll anything. He'll have to roll a 1 or a 2, otherwise he's gone. That's fantastic. Let's come over here. Oof! His Khanwraith turns around and does another 2 wounds to my Demon Prince, which was really terrifying. So I'm nearly dead there. Only 1 wound left, and the Direwolves could finish me off. When I attack back with my Demon Prince, I go straight for the Direwolves, so I want to try and wipe them all out before anything else happens. And I don't quite make it. I kill 2 and put a wound on another, do 5 wounds altogether. So not quite there. But I do survive the oncoming strike from the Direwolf. Then over here, the zombies attack the plague bearers, kill 3, and that's fine. Epidemius, then I go with, before the necromancer does anything weird, and I quite easily kill the necromancer. I'm happy about that. Then over here, my plague bearer stabs the Khan Wraith in the back. Yeah, that one remaining plague bearer is just like, and stabs him. It's great. Really enjoyed that. Then I go over here with all my plague bearers. I'm able to hack 8 apart, which is pretty nice. So they're just a time waste now. There's nothing they can do really to bring it back. There's too few against too many plague bearers, and that's great. So we go to Battle Shock, and lo and behold, though he does not roll the 1 or the 2, he rolls a 4 or a 5. The 2 remaining Black Knights piss off back to the underworld, and that's fantastic. These plague drones have dealt with so many Black Knights. 20 Black Knights they've dealt with, and all they've taken is 2 wounds. That's fantastic. He did attack back with Black Knights, by the way. He just did nothing. Then we go into my turn. So we roll off the initiative, and I win it this time. So I'm actually successful in winning it, and he held out his hand and conceded the game at that point. He said, "There's no point carrying on. What's going to happen is the Demon Prince goes first, kills the direwolf. I go with my zombies, do fuck all. Plague Bearers attack, kill zombies. That's all that can happen. There's nothing you can do, and that's fantastic. Another win for the Legions of Nurgle. Another pretty solid win. I'm really happy about that. It was a great game. Some really, really good parts. Some really hairy moments that with the Black Knights charging my plague drones, being summoned again and nearly charging them, with the Demon Prince being having 1 wound left. Really tight game. So even though it looks a bit dominant, it didn't feel like it at the time. So yeah, that's the end of the game. Thanks very much for watching. Please feel free to leave a comment. Let me know what do you think I should change in this now that I've got my own board and I've got those the sort of the character selection type intro to my army. Let me know what you think of those. And let me know if you want to see anything specific on these boards, because I've got much more leniency now that I've actually got my own playing area, which is fantastic. Yeah! Warhammer is great. And yeah, thanks very much for watching. I'll see you soon, guys. Cheers.